Do you know that 70% of lottery winners end up bankrupt within just a few years? Hi, my name is Ari and welcome to Finance Square, the place where you can learn all about investment, personal finance, and more. Now, if you want to make sure that you won't end up one of those 70% that went bankrupt just within a few years, watch this video and you can learn all about it. We're gonna embark on a journey where you're gonna understand all about investor mindset to see if you got what it takes to understand if you are qualified as of right now to become an investor. So I have created 8 simple questions for you to be able to understand if you are in the right mindset to become an investor. So let's start. Question 1. How much are you looking to make? Let's think about it. Now, if the answer was, for example, in dollar sign or euro sign or any other currency, you're not there yet. Now, if the answer was actually in percentage, let's say you have $10,000 available and you thought, I would like to make in the next 5 years or the next year or so, I would like to make 5%, you're already on the right track. So the goal is to never think about making any profit in nominal amount, always in percentage amount. All right, let's go to the second question. How long do you think you need in order to reach your goals? So let's think. Okay, so is it 1 month? Is it 1 year? Is it 5 years? Now, obviously, if you think about it, is everything take time. Now, investors usually do not take high risk. So they understand it's gonna take some time for the return to grow. So if you actually have a 1 month or 1 year, you're not 100% investor. Most investors look for the return. If you're in a maybe venture capital, you're expecting to make at least 10x return within 10 years, if maximum. So let's say you're not in a venture capital, you're just a very basic person. So let's say within the next 5 years, you like to make 10%, 20%. All right, let's move forward. How do you decide what to invest in? This is a very tricky question. Now, some people say, listen, my friend just told me Tesla or NIO just to invest in a specific one. Now, you need to have a very straightforward formula on how you decide to invest. So let's think about what is your formula, what is your strategy? Now, so basically I have actually categorized them by 2. You have fundamental analysis and then you have technical analysis. So fundamental analysis are anything to do with the news. So let's say an announcement or earning report or any big purchase by another company will be considered to be fundamental analysis. And or expansion. Let's say Coca-Cola decide to expand in a new completely region where there is 1 billion potential customer. This will be fundamental news. And then we have technical analysis, where it's similar to be if you want to say, it's a prediction tool that help you to see a pattern, and based on that you try to invest. So let's say every 4 years a specific stock go down, that is a pattern, for example. That's how you make your decision. All right, so let's move forward. How often are you going to adjust your investment? This is a very tricky question. Now, you might be a very passive person, you might be very active. So you want to know in advance if you are a hands-on person or you're more passive. So let's think about how you see yourself. Is it going to be every day? You're going to be adjusting your long-term investment? Is it going to be every month? Is it going to be every quarter? Now, if you're going to be very active, so by definition, you're not going to be considered to be an investor. Saying that, there might be many crises, like right now we have a corona virus or COVID-19. A lot of investors has been making a lot of changes in their investment. What market do you invest in? This is a very tough question. If you're a beginner or if you're or intermediate or if you're advanced, you always want to make sure that you know what market you want to invest in. So I just listed very few options, so let's look at them. So we have real estate, we have art, we have startup, we have crypto, then we have collectible. Now, this is just a very small option. Now, you want to make sure if you're going to decide to invest in a specific sector, you want to make sure that you have a very good understanding of the whole sector. What might impact it for good reason or for bad reason? Is it going to be Are you going to be depending on government? Are you going to be depending on competitor, vertical sector, horizontal sector? You want to make sure that you understand what might make it grow dramatically or might not help you. So let's look at what's happening right now. So right now we have the whole COVID-19 that has forced many companies to shut down the offices and to make people to work at home. So some company, let's take for example Zoom, was able to leverage this epidemic and to actually grow dramatically. So everyone has been using Zoom for the past 5 months or since February to actually to maintain the work. So this is something that if you understand your industry, you obviously will understand that because people are working from home, this sort of company will obviously benefit from this obviously very terrible situation. So we need to understand what methodology do you use in order to decide how to invest. Now there's two types. There's the rational person, there's the irrational person. If you've been told all your life you're very rational, great, you know that you're rational. And if you know that you're a very emotional person, so you know that you're an irrational person. So you need to know that from the beginning, if you decide to become an investor, this is your strength. For example, let's look at Tesla stock. Tesla stock has been rising for the past 6 months from $250 to $1,600. Now, if you're irrational person, you might think it's been overbought and it's gonna be like some correction very time soon. Now, if you're irrational, you're very passionate about Elon Musk or about the whole electric car industry, so you'll be making a lot of money. So all I need to say is, if you know what you are, just own it. Try to understand that you're basing your investment decisions based on your rational side or your irrational side. How do you prioritize your money? Now, if you're an investor, the moment you have any spare cash or any spare money, you're gonna think, how I can grow this money. Now, if you're not there yet, most likely when you're gonna have some available funds or money, you're gonna think, oh, I haven't treated myself for quite some time. Let me go and have like a spa day. Let me go on vacation. Let me go and buy new jeans. So just for you to understand, the more you think more about how I can keep growing my money, the more you're already, by definition, going to the investor mindset. Just for you to remember. So if you are more likely to think, how I can keep growing my money in any moment of your life cycle, you're gonna be more likely to be a more resilient investor. So if you're gonna have now $100,000 out of the blue, for example, if all your life you've been thinking about how I can actually grow the money, you won't likely be spending this money irrationally and just without thinking how I can increase this money even further. As a final question, what is your favorite reading topic? Are you one of those people that like to read fiction, non-fiction, tabloid or financial news? Now, me as a person, I'm more into watching reality shows and watching sometimes some YouTuber or from people that work in financial investment or that have raised money. This is my type of person I am. So you need to understand what kind of person you are. Now, all my activities that I do, I try as much as I can to absorb a lot of information and to be able to make the right decision that work for me. Now, some people might be, let's say, reading a tabloid that they were saying there's this new sun cream that everyone's gonna be using, and then basically because he's reading this tabloid, you understand this might be the next new thing, and he decided to invest, and because of that he became very successful. Or if you're following Kim Kardashian show and now they're actually promoting this new cream or eyelashes, for example, this might be a way for you to invest. Now, it doesn't matter what you decide to read in, but obviously try to, as much as you can, to absorb information that can potentially help you to see opportunity where people don't see. Now, most of the traditional investment people that invest in big companies, they have a very typical way of analyzing. So you have the financial news, you have a lot of people that do a lot of research. Now you have now access to plenty of information from many different social platforms, if it's from TikTok, if it's from Instagram, many other platforms. So you have now, the power is in your hand to try and see things where no one really see. It's all about being confident with your decision and only investing what you are able to risk. There's no guarantee in this sector. A lot of investors have made a lot of money, a lot of investors have also lost a lot of money. So please, before making any decision, you need to learn as much as you can, and it's always okay to start with a small amount. I heard some story people actually take a large loan or have remortgaged their house. That's not the goal. The goal is for you to be in a situation where you feel as comfortable as you can, and you've done all your research, and then you decide to make a decision. Now, just because you do not have the investor mindset, it doesn't mean that you cannot become an investor. You can obviously allocate some of your funds to a financial advisor in your country that will help you better manage your money based on your risk appetite. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Now, what else I'm going to be doing, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to schedule a call with me via Zoom, where I'm going to give you 20 minutes to listen to you guys and hear you out. Please bear in mind, this call will not be at any means necessary, any investment advice. All I'm going to be doing, listening to you guys and helping you get into the mindset of an investor. As I said, not everyone are made to become a mindset investor. You either become a mindset investor or you find someone else that's qualified to do it for you. So I'll be giving you guys 20 minutes of my time, where we're gonna be able to like my page, so like my Facebook page, like my YouTube page, leave a comment, Zoom meeting with me, and I'm gonna be sending you a private message and we can make it happen. So until next time, bye bye.